Okay, we got our BRAUM Racing seats all set up, ready to be installed with the sliders, the brackets, and all that other kind of stuff, and get these in the car. So first thing you want to do is grab a 6mm hex head, and you're going to unscrew all these bolts that are in the bottom of the seat. So I created a small pad workstation because I'm outside. Finally, is a nice day in Michigan. So it's 46 degrees and all this snow is melting. So it's a little wet surface, so I just kind of used the box that these came in as a little workstation. So you want to get all those out, and then we're going to put the sliders on first. So here are the sliders. You'll notice that the bottom has 3 holes. The top has an elongated hole and 2 smaller holes. You can see it there. So you want the section with 3 holes to be towards the front of the seat. So the bottom, if you're working on it the way I am. So you can slide those at where that is. And for the 300ZX, you're going to want to use this bottom hole. So this last one where my finger's at. You're going to put that one there and get that snug. And then once you do that, you're going to push down on the slider here. And then you're going to slide the mechanism down so you can access the holes underneath that. So this is a little tough to do one-handed, but here is the lever that disengages the sliding mechanism. So you push down on that and you can pull the mechanism down. See how it's moving? So you push down there, slide it out of the way, and that gives you access to 2 elongated holes on the top side of the bracket. So that's where we're going to put those 6mm Allen head screws that we took out at the beginning. You're going to do the same for the other side. So we'll just get those hand tight for now, and we'll work on the other side. Okay, so we have the second slider on the seat. What I did not show on camera was this slider arm. So what you use to actually activate the sliders is they have these little holes on the side of them here, and they fit onto these prongs on the actual slider. So you're gonna have to slightly bend, or just like kind of press in that arm to get them to fit. So I couldn't do that with my hand on the camera. So you just get those to fit, and then you kind of keep these a little bit loose. Then once you get this arm on there, you're able to tighten them down with your ratchet. So I got these top bolts tightened up. They're all snug how they're supposed to be. So I'll activate the lever with my knee, and you can see that the slider goes back and forth exactly how you want. So you want to slide it all the way up and get to your bottom screws right there, and make sure those get tightened down. You don't want to forget about that. So now that we have the sliders mounted to the seats, here are our planted seat brackets that are actually going to bolt to the inside of the car. So how you're going to want these positioned is you're going to want this planted sticker towards the front of the seat, facing the seat. So you're going to have these prongs here are going to be on the front side, basically right where you reach beneath your legs to slide your seat back and forth. So those parts are going to be in the front, and they're going to be facing down. So we'll try to get that bolted up. For the 300ZX, you're going to want to use these holes here. So right in the center, 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 and center. So these are kind of universal brackets, but the way the 300ZX is set up, they're somewhat universal brackets. So you can see there that it does say 300ZX actually on the label. So we're going to get that bolted up. I'll show you the finished product after that. So we have the seat bracket mocked up right now. So what I did is I used the very top holes on the sliders to push through to the holes on the bracket. And then what I did was I did both sides of the top with the sliders all the way up so I can get access to that Allen head, because you want the nut and the washer on the bottom side of the bracket. So I did those two, the top sides, and then I used the bracket arm and I slid the whole assembly down so I can get access to these ones on here on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead with my Allen head on the underside here, and I'm going to use a 13mm socket here, and I'm going to tighten up this whole assembly and get it all snug down. Okay, so we got the bracket all mounted to the seat. I got the driver's side seat out of the car. So, and I also took the seat belt off of the bracket that's on the actual OEM seat. The problem is that the bolt that goes through the seat belt holder threads into the bracket that's actually on the OEM seat. So I just ran up to Home Depot really quick, and I just got a nut to throw on the end of that. So it is a 7/16 by 20 fine thread nut. So I just grabbed two of those, one for each seat, so we can get the seatbelt on and we can get this seat in the car. Alright, so we're actually back here the next day because we had to go to a Super Bowl party yesterday. And so picking up where I left off, I got the actual seat in the vehicle, set it all down, got the bracket sitting on top of the posts. I got the front ones bolted in already, and I just slid the whole seat forward. Lifesaver is going to be one of these ratcheting box end wrenches. So you're going to slide this underneath the bracket to get access to that last bolt on each side of the back. So you just ratchet those tight as you can, because there's not a whole lot of room in here. So these Husky ones from Home Depot work pretty good. I've used these quite a lot working on my 300ZX. They have a real short angle, so even though I can't move my hand very much, it's still ratcheting. I can get some pretty good leverage on it too. So we're just gonna get both of those tight, and I will talk in a minute about how I got the seatbelt on. Okay, so I don't know if I said that, but this is a 14mm for these two nuts on the bottom for those studs. So for the seatbelt, you can see how I have the seat folded forward right now. It would not do that before with just removing the seatbelt off the OEM seat and throwing it on that bracket, because the OEM bracket, you can see right here, is where that used to mount. So it used to bend up and curve up, so the actual latch was sitting right here. So basically all I did was I just straightened out that bracket, even hyperextended it the opposite way so it would fit around the seat. So that way, let's see if I can do that right there. So that way this is out of the way. So it can sit right there just like that. Whew, those are looking good. Big old upgrade. Got the old 1990s tweed going right here. So updated 2020. Got some new upgrades for the wheel coming up soon, so stay tuned. Just a quick before and after. I removed the passenger seat. We can see the difference. White BRAUM Racing seat, Elite X is the model name I should say. And the stock 1990 Nissan 300ZX gray tweed. So passenger side is actually in really good shape. So it's no fading, no tears. Could use a vacuum, but other than that, this seat is mint. You saw in the video the driver's side had a tear in the bolster, so those are very common to have. But nicely upgraded. BRAUM Racing, white with black stitching, with the black carbon fiber vinyl on the back. It's gonna be really nice. I'm looking forward to having both of them finished. Oh, just a quick tip: if you're working in a very limited space like I am, roll your window down and just take your T-tops off. That way you can take the seat right up and out. So that's what I did. I'm going to be doing on this passenger side. I don't know what's going on with the driver's side window motor, but it's working intermittently. So I wasn't able to do that on that, but I did take the T-top off, and that made a huge difference. So not all of us have shops, not all of us has garages, so just a quick tip for you guys that are like me, just make it easy on yourself. Unless you have a slick top, then you're in a whole different world. So, sorry about that. Alright, that's how she sits. Look at that. Peeking from the interior. BRAUM Elite X. White leather, black stitching. Completing, I should say starting, the interior modification of my 300ZX 1990. There we go. So, quality of these things is super nice. Like, I can't even get over it. I've looked at tons of pictures of these things online, and just seeing them in person, seeing them in the car, it's just unreal. So, shout out to BRAUM for making a great seat. Super happy with these. Be sure to try to follow my Instagram, 85_Z32. Passenger. It's going to be rolling in style. Super happy about these. So check out my Instagram page. Got a bunch of pictures, a few videos on there as well. So I'm going to be putting this on YouTube as well as Instagram. So hopefully that helps you guys out with installing your BRAUM Racing seats in a 1990 to 1996 300ZX. It should be about the same for all the years as far as mounting points and different things like that. So that's that. Thanks for watching.